Revving up time. All right, welcome back everybody to Facetious number 11. I am one of your hosts today. I am Larry, aka Bluemanrule. I am joined today by my boy Mike, aka Scarfinger, aka Real Talk.
What's up? You went back to the real talk, the real talk.
I had to get to it just because for two reasons. One, my wife is in there like grinding up something. Number one, so I wanted to speak over that. And number two,
girl, you in the kitchen cooking on the stove. I hear you.
Yeah.
That's like the weirdest song about sex ever. Like, I mean, but like,
I don't know,
you would think that. Like the fact that he made that song, you would think that R. Kelly is a fat dude.
I don't know, dude. You remind me of my Jeep. Kind of weird, but let me tell you.
No. Hold on. I got the answer to you. Remind me of my Jeep is real simple. R. Kelly likes young girls, and it sounds like explaining sex to a child.
So, are you trying to say game recognize game? Is that what you're trying to say?
No, I'm just saying, like, you know,
game on tape.
Yeah, I mean, you think about teenage girl.
Mm-hmm.
Think about teenage girl. Like when you're like young teen, like the type of teenagers that he likes. Like, what is like the next milestone in your life? Driving.
Yeah.
Yeah, so he does. You remind me of my Jeep. He's making an analogy to a car that would interest someone whose next milestone in life is about driving.
Right. I guess so. Bless R. Kelly. We need to pray for him, man. Today is February 24, 2016. And one of the things that I wanted to talk about today, this was sent in to us from my dude, Terrence, a.k.a. Rasta Killer. He sent this to us because he's listened to Prove Your Point since the early days. So he heard PYP number 5 way back in the day where we're talking about Bishop Long and his accusations and his allegations that the church had for him and his, junior pastors or whatever, his boys in waiting or whatnot. Either way, going back to those allegations, which was years ago. Okay.
Yeah, and then afterwards he got wrapped in the foreskin and all that other stuff. That was kind of weird given the allegations and all that, you know.
Right. So what happened recently is that apparently he finally responded to it after years of kind of, I guess, somewhat silence on the entire situation. And I'm gonna play this video for you, and Mike and I are gonna kind of respond to it. Because if you haven't now, listen to PYP number 5. Go back and listen. It's Faith and Forgiveness. It has Mike, aka Scarfinger, on there. Please listen to it. But I hope you guys enjoy this. Hopefully this video will show up for you all. So, okay, let's give this a shot. Let's start it up. This is kind of his response. All right, here we go. Okay, you're muted, Mike. You need to unmute. Here we go. He had a moment, y'all. Okay. Can we stop right there? Can we pause right there?
Yeah. All right. So I'm not really a Christian, right? I'm not. Okay. You know, like I struggle with issues of faith, but even I know, man, nigga, no, that's not how this works. Like, for real, everybody knows that, like, that is a mortal sin. Like that, you can't get forgiven for that.
Nah,
like,
you don't get to the gates on that one, buddy. You don't get to the gates on that one.
You spend your whole life trying to teach people how to get to the gates, and even for a moment contemplate missing that for yourself. Mm-hmm. Man, miss me with that whole shit, dog. I'm sorry. Like, I know I'm not supposed to cuss a lot.
Nah, it's all good. It's all good. Hey, we gotta have a counter to me, right? So I'm looking at the whole video like this the whole time. For real. You really gonna sit here and say that, dog? And you supposed to be a man of the cloth, and you gonna sit here and say that you considered it. Not only you considered it, but you were ready. Ready for what? To burn in hell for the rest of eternity? Is that what you were ready for? Because that's what was going to happen. You wasn't going to get any amount of redemption, any amount of release, and you sure wasn't going to get any eternal or everlasting peace by doing that. Why?
I mean, he was ready. He was ready because he was probably ready because of what he had already done.
Well, yeah, man, guilt is a mug, ain't it? Yep. Now, and as I said, I was. If you go back and listen to the show, I sound as if I'm trying to defend, but again, at the time, I didn't have a lot of confidence in the evidence. And, Scar famously said the man is out there wearing Under Armour, out there looking like you're in a tracksuit. And still, again, there were these allegations, so they had to come from somewhere. And exactly. I think I did say that at some point. But yeah, let's continue listening to hear what he has to say. How about that? Let's do that. All right, unmute again, Mike. There you go. Mm-hmm. So I'm trying to understand.
So I was gonna kill myself, but the fact that I showed up here and I still had an audience.
Right.
Come on, dog.
Come on, man. And I hate to be this way because I'm a Christian and I try to think we all in the same struggle, but it's like I kind of view it as everybody in the gym, right? But everybody in the gym, they're in the gym for different motivations, right? And so I can't defend this other guy at the gym on the treadmill when his goal is to look good for the girl down there on the elliptical, whereas my goal is to be healthy enough to play basketball with my kids. You see what I'm saying? Motivations are different. And again, at what point does having a congregation make it change anything when ultimately your accountability is held to God anyway? At what point?
Because that congregation pays a lot of money.
Yeah, it's true. Tithes, man. Tithes and offerings. But and
he can't say that. He's like, man, I thought about killing myself. I felt real bad.
Right.
But before I came to work, I checked my bank account. And your love and your time, your trials and tribulations and everything that you going through, I just knew that I had to be here for your love and admiration to fill me up so that I wouldn't do anything that would keep me, I wouldn't do anything else to keep me out of God's kingdom.
I didn't say anything else.
That's right. I wouldn't do anything else to keep me out of God's kingdom. I ain't worried about y'all right now. Y'all showed up. Good for you.
Right.
That's
yeah.
Just go ahead, play around. Let's go.
Okay. All right. I wanted to fast forward a little bit because let's just keep it going. Go ahead and unmute.
No, I got it.
All right.
I'm
tearing up, man. He's tearing up.
That's so fake. Look at him.
Now look at this. Look at this scene, right, Chim? Check this scene out.
Oh, that's what got you in trouble in the first place. Your congregation trying to touch all on you. That's what got you. That's what got you messed up in the first place.
Oh man. Okay.
I wonder who told them to go do that, because that's not something like you want to give somebody a hug. You don't just reach out to touch them. Right. That ain't what you do. Like you want somebody that you know is suffering. Like you want to go up there and give him a hug, and he's just like, no, I'm gonna stand there, reach out, and we go play this off. And like that,
right?
That look down of that.
right. That bite the lip thing. Now Will said that people couldn't see the video, and I hate that people can't see the video. But I will provide a video to what we're discussing right now in the link in the show notes. Actually, it'll be in the YouTube video. So everybody, please check that out, because it will grant you a massive amount of context. And right now we have stopped at 1 minute and 21 seconds into the video.
Yeah, we
ain't even went far.
There ain't no way we gonna get through this video, because this will pretty much be the show. Yeah,
because it's amazing. I mean, and he stands there, and he cries, he sheds tears, and it is.
He looks like a 6-year-old in a suit. Like that
6-year-old in a suit.
Go back a little bit to where he was. Go back a little bit to where he was crying.
Okay, I will move it back. I don't know if people can see it, but I will move it back.
He looks like a 6-year-old that just broke a dish.
Man,
he looks like a 6-year. That's what your son looks like. What your son and my daughter looks like when they just broke something they weren't supposed to break, and they know what's coming.
All right, here we go. All right, I'm trying to see. I was trying to share it. I was trying to share the screen, but yeah, it said 1 minute 10. So if you're wondering what we're talking about, at 1 minute 10, please take a look at it. Please take a look at it.
And here's the thing: he didn't say that he was saved by God. He said, "What saved me was showing up here for y'all."
Yeah.
Like
they were there.
Yeah, and you were there. You were there for me, and he didn't say nothing about being God being there for him.
Yeah, and man, like I have a tough time. Just I don't know, man. I guess over the years,
I'm so glad he decided to come home though. With that toupee that he had.
Yeah, go ahead and bring it all in.
I'm so glad he decided to just come on home, dog.
Hey, he had to bring it in, man. He had to bring it in.
But yeah, he looks like a child. He looks like a child that know he did something really wrong.
I can see that. That. I mean, he looked like he should not have gone in there and took them extra cookies out of the cookie jar.
But you know exactly, but based off of this picture alone, you know what's getting ready to happen.
Yep. Exactly.
He's about 2 seconds from
exactly. He's starting to wind up, as my folks would call it, getting that wind up wine going, man. Heck yeah, man. I know what that's about. Man. Shoot, just like we were talking about in the chat earlier this week, man. Just like man. Raising, kids back in the day, it was different with kids and parents. The dynamic was completely different when it came to correction. So you had to get that wind up going kind of early. Mm-hmm. But man, yeah, it's crazy. So yeah, man. Again, thanks so much, Terrence, for sending that in, man. I was not aware that he had actually responded to that in this manner.
I saw a headline. Where he said he thought about committing suicide, and I was like, nope.
You said nope.
All of the nope.
Yeah, like I don't understand. Like I said, man, like that's just basics. That's just basics. You know what I mean?
Basics for me. Like I understand. Like this ain't something you supposed to do.
Right. Nah, man. You can't call yourself a pastor and say that you're ready to do that. And do it straight faced. And I don't know, man. I guess because he knew by default that it was wrong, and so he tried to find a way to I don't know. I just couldn't. I don't know. That's like me.
He been wrong this whole time. So this is the moment where he gets to. This is the moment where he gets to admit that he did something wrong. Like he ain't never gonna admit the other stuff that he did wrong, but he can admit to this, and he can feel publicly sorry for going there.
Yeah,
he can't, publicly he can't go there for what he actually did.
No, you don't think so? I mean, you don't think we talked a little bit about the forgiveness.
He can't admit it. Like not now, not ever. He can't admit it because one of the big problems with a lot of these mega churches and stuff like that is they, them pretending that they have issues with homosexuality.
Mm-hmm.
Even though, like, we all know the choir director.
It's so bogus. So bogus.
we all know the choir director. So, like, they pretend like they have, you pretend like you got problems with homosexuals until you need that music.
Until you need that music, you say. No, man. I mean, I see some churches taking stands on issues, and I see some churches doing it just in order to get a rise out of people, right? To get a little bit of notoriety, to get a little bit of popularity. And man, like I said, I've just become a lot more skeptical of a lot of these prosperity preachers.
Mm-hmm. Well, I mean, Knox speaks about these people all the time.
Yeah. And I don't know, man. I don't know. I think, more power to him.
Is there any other part of this that we should see?
No, outside of everybody else touching him? No, I think we're good. There's a lot of touching.
See, here's the thing. The problem here is, what if, in order to pull this off, like, remember that football player that came out and said that he would take ecstasy before playing football?
No, who said that?
There was a football player that came out that said
I read that. I just can't remember.
He would take ecstasy before playing football because of all of the contact. Like, every sensation feels great when you're on ecstasy.
Oh, really?
What if he did that? Like, and now everybody touching on him? And...
I can't.
I mean, look at him. Like,
He did. You brought up a point. Yeah, he did. And I mean, it's first of all, it was a ton of women at the 110 mark. It was just nothing but like a lot of women, and then a lot of men came up on stage as well. But he goes
but it's old men. Like, he made. I think it's very curated. Like, this is curated. Notice how women are in front.
Yeah, I see that. There are a lot of women in front too. I mean, completely swarmed at the front. Now, he also did go into a little bit about how we shouldn't tear each other down and try to destroy each other on social media, right? And I say, well, social media is a monster all its own. However, if you want to survive on social media, don't do anything that would get yourself torn down.
Pretty much.
Right. So that's just rule number one for looking out for number one. And so he mentions that a little bit in the article that this originated from.
I mean, but if you look at this right now, all of this is rule number one. Rule number one, I'm number one. Like, that's what he's doing right now.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
He's trying to change the narrative. Like, okay, like, long after the fact, he's trying to change the narrative to, like, what y'all did to me hurt me. Mm-hmm. But what about what you did to them?
Right. Exactly. I mean, like I said, and I said it before on the show, man, when you have a person in a position of leadership like that, where a lot of people's faith is directly tied to the person that walks them through it, when they fail, it seems as if people's faith fails, right? And he has a very large church, and you cannot be in that position. And I hate to say it because it's kind of a double standard, but because the only reason we all are Christians because we need God anyway, but you can't be in that position and be that far off the center morally. You just can't do it, because then to a lot of people, it communicates that your religious beliefs are completely off base. So it creates a level of inconsistency that's very hard to reconcile. So again, like I said, man, don't start nothing, won't be nothing. I guess that's the rule on social media, right?
Absolutely.
Don't start nothing, won't be nothing. Now, Scar, now you and I, we watch basketball and stuff. And man, I was looking and I saw this the other day on theroot.com. Dude, Delonte West, who was the guy, pretty much the main reason LeBron left Cleveland, because he was hanging out with LeBron's mom. And the Root found this guy, former NBA player, and he has a mental illness, but he has been like pretty much like kind of homeless. So according to the article, he has a bipolar disorder. And he was spotted, Delonte West was spotted wandering on Westheimer Road in Houston by a fan who then posted photos and put it on his Instagram. And apparently he's had mental health issues. Delonte has had mental health issues since 2008. They were made public, which was kind of after that, I don't know, around that whole debacle. And it was right after Cleveland kind of collapsed in the playoffs and stuff. And so right now he's suffering from
LeBron collapsed in the playoffs because LeBron was Cleveland.
Pretty much. Yeah. So, so he has bipolar disorder, man, and he's just like, man, if you look at him now, like Delonte looks, man, he looks really, really, really bad off, dude. Like extremely bad off. So, yeah.
I hope that the fact that this is now publicized, that somebody that cares for his welfare will step in and say, "I got you." I mean, let's be honest. Like, how long has he been out there? Like, how long has he been out there and no one knew? Like, I'm glad that people know now, but I think we have a really serious, just a mental health issue in this country in general. Like,
yeah,
I personally, like, I have issues with depression, and it's not really easy for me to say, but I have issues with depression, and just the idea that there's so many people that you see every day and they are going through something that no one knows,
right?
But at the very least, someone knows who he is, so that hopefully somebody will be able to get him some help.
Right. I mean, I concur. Yeah, and I listened to This Week in Blackness, TWIB, and Elon. They go over the perception of mental health issues in the African American community quite a bit, and that's really one community where it's extremely hard for people to actually get help because of the stigma associated with it, the connotations that they lead to, and just people's unacceptance and ignorance, really, of the many various types of mental health issues that someone could have. And he suffered from ADHD quite a bit. And, it is difficult. It really is tough. I mean, I'm like you. I mean, I hate to see this happen to someone who was a professional player, to anyone really. And I hate for it to kind of be so, have such a large impact on someone's life. But the thing that you were saying is that it may be good because someone may reach out to him and try to help him. And hopefully he can get some help, get better, and turn around and be a help to someone else. But yeah, man, it's just strange. It's just strange. Seeing that, and again, it's over at the root, and like the title of the article is who's going to help Delonte West. And the thing is, if he's suffering from this disorder, how old is this man? And it took until 2008 before he was, until it was made public. But how long had he been getting treatment? How long had he been officially diagnosed with that? What steps were taken to try to help mitigate the negative side effects of that? So I think the medical community should reach out more and try to improve that communication, because I just do.
I think so. It's really one of those things. You gotta. I totally am.
See that.
Only if you're watching, you get the joke right now. But yeah, it's one of those things to where if at the very least someone knows who he is, but there's a lot of people that are out there suffering right now, and hopefully we can shake this stigma. I guess, like, in hindsight, I've had some of these issues before, personally, but my thing was always like, going to talk to a therapist was for white people.
Hey man, in my hood, going to talk to a therapist was for rich white people, right?
Right.
Because
Yeah.
you can't just afford that. You know what I mean?
Right. And I never tried. Like, I never tried therapy. I didn't want to do counseling. It was just like, no, like, why would I do that? Like, the stigma of the stigma of this kept me from a lot of things. But let me tell you, once I actually started going to a therapist, my therapist is absolutely amazing. I call her my boo. Like, I love her. Like, seriously, I love her. Like, she is absolutely amazing. And she's my second. I went to another guy. He was really good, but I really like her. I went to a guy. I went to a guy first because I figured a guy would understand a little bit more, what I was going through. And he did. I think he understood me a little bit too much.
Oh, really?
I think he understood me a little bit too much. Like, he said, like, because of me, I'm very honest I'm very honest about everything. Even to like the point to where some people was like, well, you didn't need to tell me that. Like what I'm about to do now. Like, okay, so I'm late to the show today. Right? This is the honesty moment. I'm late to the show today because I wasn't paying attention to the clock because I was ass naked. So like when so I am ass naked and I might still be from the waist down. But so like I'm like the phone starts beeping. It's like it's blue and I'm like, oh shit, point your phone up to the ceiling. It was, it was that type of thing. So like, so he told me that my honesty really helped him deal, because at the time when I first started going to therapy, it was about me dealing with my separation. And, like he said that my honesty about how I was feeling about it was helping him deal with his stuff about his divorce. Like, he had been remarried and stuff like that, but there's a lot of things that the therapist himself had not dealt with. And like my honesty and my brutal honesty helped, he said it was helping him deal with some of his issues. Which that turned out, that was just a little creepy. Just a bit. And he was, and going back to our previous conversation, like he was a long beard Jesus type. But like no. So once I finally went, and once I finally went and started talking to someone, like a lot of things open up for you. Like my biggest thing was not being emotional enough. And not expressing emotions, so like now, I've worked through a lot of my stuff and I'm very emotional. I'm still honest. I'm still honest, and I try to hide it sometimes. My therapist says that I don't like to feel, but like what happened for me could happen for a lot of people, and to be honest, it was not that expensive. I thought it was going to be more expensive than what it was, but I do have insurance, and the insurance covered the first, like they covered like the first 3 sessions.
Okay.
So like if you even think that you could, if you even think that you could possibly want to talk to someone, you probably should.
Yeah.
Go talk about it, but go at least twice, because the first time is always the getting to know you, so that it doesn't really like, there's that period of like, okay, so what's going on here, and to kind of set a roadmap of how you're gonna talk through it.
Right.
But so always, if you think about it, go twice. Check with your insurance if you got it. See if they cover some of it, because a lot of them are starting to cover because of how important mental health is right now.
Well, and also I know my past couple employers, and a lot of big employers have employee assistance programs that offer counseling to all their employees for free. It's just a line you call. It's not even you don't even call it at the company. Generally, they contract with another third party that guarantees anonymity. So, hey, take advantage of the avenues and outlets that you have for real, because that's highly important. That's highly important, man. Because we care about you. We don't want you. We don't want you. We don't want an article about you.
Take care of yourselves. Really, it's so important to get some of this stuff taken care of. So
yeah, definitely.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of there's some people that are just kind of depressed and may end up doing something stupid, and then there are people who are mentally disturbed and want to do something stupid.
Right.
You know what? Figure out which one you are by going to see a therapist.
Right. Exactly. Go see me. Go see a therapist. So I'm with you. Hey man, I want to tell you a thing before we get up out of here, because I don't really have much more, but I wanted to tell you. I talked a little bit about it on OFR last night, man. But I finally watched the entire first season of Into the Badlands on AMC.
Okay.
Man, you got to watch that show. That show is great. Straight up martial arts.
You told me about it. I'm gonna check it out. I'm gonna get to it eventually. I would like to wait until it shows up on one of these services.
Right.
That's probably I would like to wait. I enjoy the binge watching experience more than having to wait, because right now I'm watching 3 shows. I'm watching 3 shows week to week, and that's
yeah, it does. Yeah. And so I'm trying to catch up on. I'm almost caught up on Arrow. I am caught up on Flash. Actually, after last night, I'm still an episode behind. But I am trying to stay caught up.
I just watched that today.
Yep, I gotta stay. I'll stay constantly current on Blacklist. And then
let me tell you, I'm gonna tell you, this episode of Flash.
Yeah.
You find out who Zoom is.
What? Okay. Yep. It's on for your boy tonight. It is on, and then Blacklist Blind Spot comes back next week, and I'm really looking forward to that. Oh, man, I love that show. If you guys aren't watching Blind Spot, it is really, really, really well done. And I'm gonna try to get up on Second Chance, and I'm gonna try to get up on the 100. So I'm
watching Flash, Second Chance, and the Legends of Tomorrow.
Yeah, DC Legends of Tomorrow. Legends of Tomorrow, to me, it's working on me. It's working on me.
It's a work in progress.
Mm-hmm. It's working on me. But we'll see.
But I'm way behind on Arrow. I watch it when it comes to Netflix.
Okay. Well, to each his or her own. But seriously, Into the Badlands, check it out. It's really good. Work. So, yeah, man, you got anything else?
No, I'm trying to see. Was this something I really wanted to talk about today?
Well, while you think about it, I'm gonna give a shout out to my boy Rasta, Terrence, and then also my boy Will. They are watching live, and Devious Mr. Matt actually retweeted this thing out as well. So thanks to everybody for providing your support and showing up. I really appreciate it. And I got a chance to kick it with Terrence again down at PAC South, man. It's cool. It was a good time. And next time, I haven't done PAC South right. So next time, I plan on doing it right. Like, I'm going to get in a full day early. That whole night before, I'm just going to kick it with people. Like, that's it. That's all I'm doing.
I got you. That seems about par for the course. I'm still trying to, I'm avoiding, I may go to the local Comic-Con here.
Mm-hmm.
It's going to be a small event. I'm going to go there. But for the most part, I'm going to try to refrain from traveling to some of these things. I want to put some of that money aside and try to figure out something else to do with it.
Mm-hmm.
Never, ever suggest that I play Assassin's Creed Unity ever again.
Yo, I heard you say something about that, man. And I like Unity. I told you should have, man.
I don't like the sneaking stuff, dog. Like, it's so, like, I'm still at the beginning, and I'm just like, I don't like this. Because, like, when I try to think outside of the box, when I try to think outside of the box, it's not available to me to think outside of the box in the manner that I want to do it.
Right.
So I'm just like, okay, so you're just making me go and mess with these guards so I can lose them in the crowd, so I could try to get in this building. But like, yo, I already climbed to the roof. Like, and there's windows right there. I can just walk through the windows. But no, they don't want me to walk through the windows. Why? Cause, like, come on, dog. Like, I need y'all to get with it. Like, I get it. You're trying to teach me how to do this stuff. I'm still in the early stages of the game.
Yeah.
But I don't like this. Not one stinking bit. Like, I don't like any of this at all.
Man, hey, like I said, man, it gets better. It opens up. It does allow you to do things. And gives you more freedom.
And the Division needs a crouch button.
The Division does have a crouch button, does it not? It's A. When you go up and take cover behind something, it automatically crouch you if crouching is necessary. So
no, but if you're walking,
oh, you mean in the open? You mean in the open? Oh,
yeah.
Oh,
crouch button.
Okay. All right, I hear what you're saying. I do enjoy the Division, though. I am looking forward to it. Looking forward to firing it up with everybody, man. Getting into game nights and everything. So
yeah, that's the only reason why I'm getting it, because everybody else is.
Yeah, well, I can say I'm getting mine on PC, but because I've already invested in it on PC. So
yeah, because it was cheap.
Exactly.
So you're just being cheap.
Exactly.
You're being cheap. All right.
Hey, it is what. Hey, know your role, right? That's my role. I'm balling on the budget, so that's how I do that thing. So, okay. But all right, man. We'll go ahead and give you shout outs, Mike, before we get up out of here.
Man, shout out to the people that are listening live. Shout out to the people that will be listening later. This is always fun, and I enjoy it quite a bit. So
yeah, for sure.
You should keep watching, and we'll keep doing it, because we'll keep making these. I'm not saying that we'll keep doing it, but we'll keep making these, and everything will be all right. Check out the show, Scarcasm Live. I'm Scarfinger on the Twitters. Mm-hmm. I am Scarfinger Hoodrich on the Google Pluses. If you're on Facebook, there is a GeeksGone Raw group that is starting to get a little bit going in the group. So holla at your boy. The show is doing fairly well. Now that I'm making shows more consistently, I'm starting to have good months again.
Oh, okay.
Good. So last month was the best month in quite a while, and I think this one is going to end up being pretty good because of the consistency of shows. So yeah, so thank you to everybody that checked your boy out there, and everybody who will also check your boy out over at the Dream Team. I'm recording the Dream Team today, actually.
Oh, for sure. Doubling up today. Normally I double up as well, but yeah, just I'm waiting on it. I'll do that next time in 2 weeks. I'll be on Gamers in Beta in 2 weeks. But yeah, man, I threw up the Archer. I threw up the Archer picture phrasing because you said we're gonna continue doing it. So I just want you to be aware of phrasing, and that's really about it. Everybody, again, my shout outs go to Timo, who suffered from a brain hemorrhage most recently on the left side of the brain. Yeah, man. So his speech is coming back and everything. It's in the clip in to the last OFR on episode 290, and so everybody just please keep him in your prayers. Timo's a really good guy. So keep him lifted up. We appreciate it, of course. Meef J and the family, and I would just say I don't know, again, everybody listening, everybody participating in the community, just really looking forward to growing this thing this year and seeing what's up. So everybody, thanks so much for listening to Facetious and watching Facetious number 11. Y'all stay up.
Watch that layup, dog.
11.
Watch that layup, dog.
Yeah, every time I say 11, I want to do a snap because I'm so used to playing craps. So it is what it is. So all right, everybody, we'll talk to y'all next week. Deuces.